Greetings, Starseeds and Lightworkers. Ava here, and welcome for those of you who are new and those who are returning. I'm so glad to be here with all of you today. I am a trance channel for the Pleiadians, named Diyeena specifically, and today we have a question. We answer a question here every Monday from viewers like you. So if you have one, make sure you type it in the chat or head over to the website and enter it there. We'd love to hear your question on the show. So this week we have a question from a viewer around the story of creation. I love this question so much. Can Diyeena share with us the Pleiadian creation story? Who are the universal mind and the fingers? Can she tell us about the very foundations of creation, the first emanations of the source and their role? Great question. I love this question, and I can't wait to hear what the Pleiadians have to say, what Diyeena has to say. So I'm going to go ahead and go right out and put you in touch with the Pleiadians. Here we go. Greetings, this is Diyeena of the Pleiadian Family. You see, we are here to bring the love and to answer all the questions. You see, you want to know everything about how you come into creation. What is the story here? What is real? What is fabricated? What is really the truth amongst all of this? You see, we have these theories around bangs and this and that and gods of creation bringing into worlds and all of the things and masterminds, and it's just all a coincidence, and it's all there's no purpose, there's all the purpose. What is real, you see? What is real? Well, to start, the fascinating thing about this whole conversation is every perspective is valid and real. How can that be possible? How can there not just be one answer here? You see, one reason, one story, one actual truth to it all. Here is what is going on. You see a little bit of the scoop. You see, you get the ice cream. You sit back. You enjoy the understanding here, at least from the Pleiadian angle. You see, there are many different angles. What we'll say is. The story is what is through the particular lens you bring through it, you see. So there is every lens of creation, every fabric of the creation, you see. We are a constant folding of time, space, and beingness through the continuum, you see, of the play of consciousness, you see. And it is all through the geometrical patterning of the universe that is bending through sound, you see, and is forming through light. So it's forming through light and sound. You see, it is moving through the frequency of sound waves, you see, and it is in through choice points, through the fractals of consciousness, known in this case, in this very instant, in the form as humans, you see, on Earth, you see, having an experience, making choices, what you consider free will, you see, and so you are moving along the pattern of life. You are moving upon pattern of creation through points of creation, through points in time, of space, you see, in what you would consider time at least, you see, and you are making your decision points, you see, having the free will choice. So in every moment, you are creating a new world. In every moment, you are creating a new perspective, a new reality, a new angle of this thing we call the play of consciousness, of this thing we call the life, you see. And the life itself is moving from the nothing into the something, back into the nothing, only to do it all over again, you see. So this is where you get the infinity symbol, the infinity loop. You see at the center point of it all, you have the 0 point of consciousness. You see that is prior to form, prior to creation, prior to thought, prior to individuality of the fractals. You see what we have here of humans, you see, of souls. So prior to the soul experience, you have a center point of no thing, what you would consider those that have tapped into this, which there is no those to have this quote unquote experience. It is not an experience to be had because there is nothing there, you see. There is no thing. So there cannot be a consciousness experiencing a no thing, you see. But there is a center point, you see, there is a 0 point. And from that point comes all creation, comes all existence, comes all possibility. You see, comes all form, comes all fractal of all form. In this case, souls having journeys on the experience of the pattern of consciousness. So the pattern of consciousness is moving through the light, through sound waves, creating form, creating specificity of form in every moment, in every breath, based on the fractal choice point of where they choose to move on it, you see. So we are all moving along consciousness, the play of consciousness in every moment, together and individually. So there is a collective movement that is always at play, and there's an individual movement that is always at play, and it is always creating the most beautiful sacred geometrical patterning you can ever imagine. And so it is always happening. And so you're breathing in, patterning, breathing out back into the 0 point, breathing in another round, you see. So it is the constant play of consciousness is like this in breath and out breath, always taking place, always returning back to its source of nothing. How can something come from nothing? This is a question, you see. How can nothing come from something? How can something come from nothing? It goes both ways, you see, really. When you start to think about it, it is really a mind blow, you see. It is really inconceivable, really, by the mind. The mind can only take it to a certain dimension, and then beyond that, you are missing a whole crap ton of dimensionalities, because the dimensions are as infinite as what we are really talking about, you see. Dimensionality is infinite. The absence of dimensionality is infinite, you see. And in the absence of dimensionality is beyond infinite, because it is actually outside of the concept or the realm or the experience of time itself, because there's no one there to experience it. It is literally that nothing, that much of nothing, you see. So you have this constant movement and flow, and then the absence of that, you see. That is really the pulse of creation, so to speak, you see. So there is no quote unquote individual creating. It is simply the play of consciousness itself, you see. Everyone wants to know, well, who is the one that just birthed this all, you see, birthing it all? But it is really more of a play than that, you see. It is really simply the experience of the movement of play itself, you see, for itself, by itself, you see. And so it is really you experiencing you, for you, by you, you see. And so if you look at it that way, you begin to realize just how powerful you are, and how much you are both the nothing and the something, you see. So the gurus, the enlightened ones, will say you go into the nothing, you know the emptiness, and then you know yourself, you see. Yes, it is partially true, you see, but then you also have to know yourself within the fullness of everything. That is really where you have the integration, you see, especially within when you are primarily experiencing within the third dimension here on this planet. Well, then how do you integrate the knowing of yourself within the absence of self, meaning the absence of experience, and then also knowing thyself through the fullness of all the dimensionalities, the infinite dimensionalities. So you have to know both ways. So it is really the play of consciousness is really all of it. So it is really the Pleiadian perspective on that is it is a play. And that is really the beauty of it, is that it does not have to be so serious or understood by the mind. It is not meant to be understood by the mind. You see, this is really a blessing and a curse of the human ability. You see, we have a play of consciousness to be able to understand with the mind, but we also have the ability to be in the heart and to experience the emotionality of the play of consciousness, you see, which is different than a lot of other beings. You see, so we have this ability, but it does not mean that we get to be limited within these frequencies, you see, because the mind exists on a frequency, as does the heart. So if we are playing within the frequency of the mind and the heart, we are playing within these worlds. You see, we have the ability to ponder these questions and to have little intellectual conversations. But then it is also very important that we allow ourselves to go beyond these places so that we can allow ourselves to expand into the infinite play of consciousness. So that is what we will say about the play of consciousness, because it is also something to it is something that nobody can give you the answer to. It is something that is meant for you as the creator itself to be the experiencer of your own creation. So it is really, how can you really go into the depths of your own self, know thyself, and be in awe of everything that you are creating? That is what we'll say about the creation story. It is your story. What are you creating? Blessings from the Pleiadian family. We love you all very, very much. Whew. I trust that was exactly what you needed to hear today. If you liked it, please share it with your friends and tune in next week. If you have a question, head over to the website, avaorah.com. You can also leave me a comment below and just get in communion with us, get in community with all of us here together. That is the point of all of this. So let's grow this thing. Let's see you next week. And thank you so much for being here. It is so much of a joy and a pleasure, sending so much love to you. Blessings.